If you think you need a big backyard to grow real, juicy fruit, you've been missing out on one of the easiest gardening secrets out there. Right now, thousands of people are picking fresh apples, peaches, and even lemons from trees sitting on a patio, a balcony, or right next to their front door. No orchard, no acreage, just a pot, some soil, and one small tree that quietly outproduces what most people expect. Here's the surprising part. A lot of these trees actually grow better in containers than people assume, and today I'm going to show you 15 of them, plus the small mistakes that quietly stop most container trees from ever reaching their full potential. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which dwarf fruit trees give you the biggest harvest for the smallest space, what size container each one actually needs, and the simple care routine that keeps them productive year after year. This isn't about turning your patio into a farm. It's about picking the right trees, giving them what they need, and letting them do the work. If you've ever wanted homegrown fruit but assumed you didn't have the space or the experience, this video will change how you think about what's possible in a container. A lot of people try container fruit trees once, get a handful of shriveled fruit or none at all, and give up. It's not their fault. Most advice out there is written for people with big yards and unlimited space, not for someone with a balcony, a small patio, or a corner of a driveway. Here at Stress-Free Garden Living, we believe gardening should work with your space and your energy level, not against it. That means picking the right varieties, keeping the routine simple, and skipping anything that adds stress without adding results. That's exactly what we're doing today. Before we get to the full list, I want to tell you about one specific tree on this list that most people overlook completely. A fruit tree that actually produces more when its roots feel a little crowded. It sounds backwards, but stick around, because tip number 12 might change the way you think about repotting forever. Let's clear up a common myth first. A lot of people hear dwarf tree and picture something weak or unproductive. That's actually backwards. Most dwarf fruit trees are grafted onto special rootstock, which is just a fancy way of saying the tree's roots and its fruit-bearing top come from two different plants joined together. That rootstock is bred to limit how tall and wide the tree grows, which means the tree isn't wasting energy on branches and height. Instead, it pours that energy into producing fruit. That's why a properly cared for dwarf tree in a container can produce a shockingly competitive harvest compared to a full-size tree in the ground. Before we get into the trees themselves, let's talk pots, because this is where most people go wrong. Most dwarf fruit trees need somewhere between 15 and 25 gallons of container space, depending on the variety. Too small, and the tree struggles. But here's the surprising part. Too big isn't better either. A tree given a container that's too large often spends its energy growing bigger roots instead of producing fruit. Drainage also matters more in containers than in the ground, because excess water has nowhere to go. A pot without proper drainage holes is one of the fastest ways to kill a container fruit tree. And here's something most people don't expect. Trees that are slightly root-bound, meaning their roots have filled the container, often shift their energy toward fruit production instead of growth. A little snugness isn't always a bad thing. Let's start with citrus, because these are some of the most rewarding trees for containers, especially if you live somewhere cold and need to bring them indoors for winter. Tip 1 is the dwarf Meyer lemon. This tree can produce anywhere from 50 to 100 lemons a year in a 15 to 20-gallon pot. It's self-pollinating, which means you don't need a second tree, and it often blooms multiple times a year, giving you a rolling harvest instead of just one big batch. Picture bright yellow lemons hanging against dark green leaves right on your patio table. The simple action step here is to place it in the sunniest spot you have, at least 6 hours of direct light daily, and bring it indoors before temperatures dip below freezing. Tip 2 is the calamondin orange. This one is often overlooked, but it's incredibly productive and ornamental at the same time, often producing fruit and fragrant blossoms simultaneously. It thrives in a 15-gallon pot and tolerates lower light better than most citrus, making it a great option if your space isn't perfectly sunny. Tip 3 is the dwarf kaffir lime. Beyond the fruit, the leaves are incredibly aromatic and used in cooking, so even before fruiting, this tree gives you something useful. It stays compact, fits well in a 15-gallon pot, and rewards consistent watering with steady fruit production. Now, before we move into stone fruits, I want to remind you, tip 12 is coming up, and it's the tree that actually likes being a little crowded in its pot. If you've ever been told bigger pots always mean better growth, this one's going to surprise you. Stone fruits bring a different kind of reward, that classic juicy bite people picture when they think of homegrown fruit. Tip 4 is the Bonanza Dwarf Peach. This tree was practically designed for containers, staying under 6 feet tall while still producing a genuinely impressive peach harvest. It needs a 20 to 25-gallon container and full sun. The reason it performs so well is that it was specifically bred for compact fruiting, concentrating its energy into a shorter, sturdier frame. Tip 5 is the Dwarf Nectarine, specifically the Nectarina variety. It's self-pollinating and produces fruit within its first 2 to 3 years, which is faster than many people expect. Picture that deep red-orange skin against green summer leaves, right there on your patio. Tip 6 is the Dwarf Cherry, particularly the compact Stella variety. Unlike many cherry trees that need a pollination partner, this one is self-fertile, which makes it perfect for small spaces where you only have room for one tree. It fits in a 20-gallon container and rewards patience with clusters of dark, sweet cherries. Pome fruits, like apples and pears, are some of the most forgiving trees for beginners. Tip 7 is the Dwarf Honeycrisp apple. This one is a fan favorite because the flavor holds up just as well in containers as it does grown traditionally. It needs a 25-gallon pot and benefits from a pollination partner nearby. Even a crabapple works to boost yield. Tip 8 is the Dwarf Gala apple. It's more forgiving with pollination requirements and tends to fruit earlier than Honeycrisp, often within 2 years. It's a great confidence builder for beginners who want to see results sooner. Tip 9 is the Dwarf Bartlett pear. Pears are surprisingly well suited to container life because their root systems adapt easily to confined spaces. This variety produces classic, buttery sweet pears and does well with a 20-gallon container and consistent watering. This next group is where things get interesting because these trees often surprise people the most. Tip 10 is the Dwarf Fig, particularly the Petite Negra variety. Figs are naturally suited to container life because they tolerate root restriction extremely well. In fact, many gardeners find their fig trees fruit more heavily once they're slightly root-bound. Tip 11 is the Dwarf Pomegranate. Beyond the fruit, this tree offers beautiful orange-red blossoms, making it as ornamental as it is productive. It's more cold-tolerant than people expect and fits nicely in a 15-gallon pot. Now here's tip 12, the one I mentioned earlier. The dwarf kumquat is one of the few fruit trees that genuinely seems to enjoy being a little crowded in its container. Instead of stressing the plant, a snug root system seems to trigger a stronger fruiting response, almost like the tree senses limited resources and shifts into reproduction mode, producing more fruit rather than more growth. This is the opposite of what most people assume, and it's exactly why kumquats are such a rewarding, low-maintenance container choice. Tip 13 is the dwarf apricot, specifically the golden sweet variety. It fruits early, often within 2 years, and handles heat well, making it a strong choice for sunnier patios. Tip 14 is the dwarf plum, particularly the Santa Rosa variety. It's known for heavy, reliable yields even in its first few productive years, and its self-pollinating nature makes it beginner-friendly. Tip 15 is the dwarf banana, specifically the dwarf Cavendish. While technically an herb rather than a tree, it's often grouped with container fruit growing because of its impressive yield relative to its size, especially when brought indoors during colder months. Now let's talk about the mistakes that quietly ruin yields for container fruit trees. The biggest one is overpotting, jumping straight to a huge container because it seems like more room means more growth. In reality, it just delays fruiting while the tree focuses on roots. The second mistake is overpruning. Many people prune aggressively thinking it keeps the tree tidy, but heavy pruning removes the very branches that would have produced fruit. And the third mistake is ignoring chill hour requirements, meaning some varieties need a certain number of cold hours in winter to properly fruit the following season. Skipping this step, especially by keeping trees too warm year-round, can quietly prevent fruiting entirely. Across all 15 trees, the two biggest yield killers are inconsistent watering and under-fertilizing. Containers dry out faster than garden soil, so during hot months, many trees need watering every 1 to 2 days, versus every few days in the ground. A balanced fruit tree fertilizer, applied every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season, gives trees the nutrients that container soil simply can't provide on its own over time. Some of these trees, like the Meyer lemon and Stella cherry, are self-pollinating, meaning you only need one tree. Others benefit from a nearby partner to boost fruit set. In containers, placement matters more than people expect, because patios and balconies can have less pollinator traffic than open gardens. Placing trees near flowering plants, or even hand-pollinating with a small brush, can noticeably increase yield. For colder climates, protecting your trees over winter directly affects next year's harvest. Bringing citrus indoors before frost, insulating pots with mulch or wrapping, and reducing watering during dormancy all help trees conserve energy for a stronger fruiting season ahead. Here's the most important thing to remember out of everything in this video. The size of your space was never actually the limiting factor. The real limiting factor was choosing the right tree for a container in the first place and giving it consistent, simple care instead of guesswork. Once you match the right dwarf variety to the right pot size, sunlight, and watering routine, these trees don't need constant attention. They quietly do their job, season after season, producing fruit that most people assume requires a full-sized orchard. That shift in mindset, from "I don't have enough space" to "I just needed the right tree," is genuinely life-changing for anyone who's dreamed of growing their own fruit. Growing your own fruit doesn't have to mean sacrificing your weekends to yard work or needing acres of land. With the right dwarf varieties, the right containers, and a simple, consistent routine, you can enjoy fresh lemons, peaches, apples, and more right outside your door. That's what stress-free gardening is all about, getting real results without unnecessary effort or stress. If this video helped you see container fruit growing differently, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos designed to make gardening simpler and more rewarding, no matter how much space or experience you have. We're building a community here at Stress-Free Garden Living for people who want real results without the overwhelm. Before you go, I'd love to know, which of these 15 trees are you most excited to try in your own space? And if you've ever grown a fruit tree in a container before, what was your experience like? Drop a comment below and let us know. Your answer might help someone else who's on the fence about starting their own container fruit garden.